Good morning and welcome back to Planner Craft. I'm Natalie and I'm going to be taking you through a little trick that we can use with the CM. So first of all, I'm going to say hi to Deb, and don't be afraid to say hello in the comments or ask any questions. So if you are struggling to use your CM because of the screen size or because you can't get it to do what you want it to do, I wanted to show you a workaround that we can use. So first of all, I'm going to add my patterns and shapes to my mat. Then I'm going to send it to Canvas and we're going to be working in Canvas. So this option works whether you want to use it on online Canvas or the downloadable Canvas. So the choice is yours, whichever you're more confident with using. So Ian's not feeling too well today, so I'll bear with him. So I'm going to go to pattern, okay, and I'm going to start with a basic shape. Let's go for a square, and I'm going to set the size on this one. Now bear in mind anything that we do in here we can also be doing in Canvas, but I just wanted to start off with a frame. I'm going to add that to my mat, and there's our frame. Good morning, Carol.
I am here, Carol. I'm just hiding in the corner.
Yeah, he's got a headache. Somebody woke him up too quick this morning. So we're going to go back to add, and this time I'm going to go into the patterns. And I think I will go for this button just here. So that's the little home and clock icon.
Your mum's in too.
Hi Mum. Miss is not feeling very well today. We're going to go down to the second screen. Okay. So you can see we've got a few different designs that we can use. So I was thinking that it would be really nice to do sort of like a celebration card. So I'm going to add a champagne glass, and as it's just one piece I'm not going to worry too much about size, so I can just go like that. And if you want to at this point you could increase your number to 2, but you can also duplicate it on Canvas, so I'm just going to leave it as 1. Okay, I'm going to go back to add, and if we use our pattern back button here, that's going to take us back to our main screen. So I'm going to go back into designs, back into home, down to that second screen, and let's get the little champagne bottle. Okay, so you see there's 2 pieces to this one. We have the bottle and the cork. So I'm just going to add both of those at the same size, like so. And we can always resize those 2 together in Canvas. So what I would do next is I'm just going to go into our little Canvas button here. I'm going to go to multi-select, and I'm going to also click our bottle. So that's our bottle and our cork that's selected. We're going to go OK, and we're just going to group them. So that means that when we do take it into Canvas, the group should transfer across so that we can resize in proportion. And morning, Linda. I'd already said to Deb. Okay. So again, I'm going to go backwards on my pattern. And let's bring in a border, shall we? And let's go for this one. Now I'm going to reduce it slightly down to our 6 inches, or at least thereabouts. Okay. actually, I'm going to use a bottle for that in a minute. Okay, and
Beatrice says hi.
let's go add. Hi Beatrice. Let's go celebrate. And again, I will add that to my mat too. So once you get to the point where you've got all the pieces that you want to transfer across on your mat, you can go to save. We're going to go and send that to Canvas. Okay. And we'll go OK again. This is where I'm going to change seats. So Ian, if you want to take over for a minute.
So whilst Natalie's just changing seats and changing scenes on the computer, we have now got our font up on Buy Me a Coffee, and it is ready for people to purchase. We've had some people do some testing for us, a lovely design team, and they say they're happy with it, and we're happy with it now. So that is available, and I shall pop a link up for you in the comments. So if you do want to purchase, we've priced it at £6, so it's 2 coffees, and it's there if anybody would like to purchase it. I know the design team seem to love it, so hopefully you will too.
Okay, so we'd like to...
It's over to you.
Okay, so first of all I'm going to show you in Canvas Workspace that you can see that here's our save file here. Okay, and we can add it to the mat and edit it and do all the things that I'm going to do in downloadable Canvas just by pressing this button here. Okay, if we go to our canvas that we download, just going to zoom into the mat a bit more. We can also get to that same file by going to File, Import from your cutting machine, and FCM, and that's going to bring it through there. So if ever you're struggling to see something on your machine, or if there's a function that you just can't do, so for instance if you want to do subtract or remove overlap, then you can send it to Canvas, do it in there, and then you can send it straight back to your machine. It saves your eyes a bit too, so especially if you've got migraine like Ian today, that's probably the best route you could do rather than trying to look at a little screen. Let me just see if I can turn notifications off for a minute. There we go. Sorry, should have done that before. You would have forgotten something. Okay, so we have our little scallop design here. And if we go into our layers, we can see each of our layers. We have our group, and we have the celebrate. Now with celebrate you can see that all these shapes are just grouped. So that means if you want to do funky things where you're colouring in the centre of the letters, you can do. If you want to do things like merging and subtracting, you need to make sure that you've subtracted those shapes from your celebrate first. Okay, but for now I'm going to leave that as is, and let's start off with our scallop, the nice easy one. So at the moment we have our frame, and that's going right up into that corner, so I'm just going to bring it in just a little bit, and I'm going to bring in my scallop here. Now with scallops you want to try and always edit in proportion, so I'm going to grab our corner node and I'm just going to resize it in. Okay, so you want to make sure that your line here is as thin as it can be, so you know that it overlaps. And we have our group that is our bottle. If we go down to the bottom of our screen, you can see we've got a little duplicate button down here. So I'm going to do that. And I'm going to ungroup. So if we right click and ungroup, we can get rid of our extra cork. And the reason I'm doing that is I'm actually going to do something a little bit funky. So I'm going to shrink this up a little bit. tell what it is yet. Okay, so come over here, thank you. And I'm going to pop that underneath our table. So if I move my celebrate out of the way, so that's going to form the base of our table. So I'm going to get a rectangle, like so, and line it up with the bottom of my card. I've stretched it out so it covers the entire width, so you probably don't need to do that. But and we're going to go to edit and subtract. And you're going to be left with the top half of the bottle. Okay. Next, make sure that your bottle isn't sticking above your table. Nobody wants a bump in the middle of the table. And we're just going to select our scallop. So if your square's in the way, we can lock it. So don't be afraid to use that lock function if things are misbehaving for you. And so you've got your scalloped edge and the top half of your bottle. We're going to go back to edit and we're going to weld. And that's going to create a little tabletop. Okay. So if you wanted to do a pretty tablecloth, you could do and just have a duplicate of that same scalloped head sitting on top. So if I show you what I mean, so if we go back one, I'm just going to take that shape and duplicate it and move that out of the way for a minute. So if we select edit and weld. Let's say that we colour this one in, let's go for boring brown. Give me a wooden table. And then if we give this one a nice pretty tablecloth, let's go purple.
She was going to say cake stand. It doesn't look like a cake stand, it does.
Yep, you could just as easily put some cakes on top if you wanted to. Okay, so there's our table. And I'm going to get my wine glasses for you. Ouch! And I'm going to shrink that down like so. Duplicate it because we need to. No point celebrating when you're wearing this, though.
Mind you, it looks like your sort of size of wine glass.
What a big one. So I'm going to leave these two groups for now, even though obviously our cork is in a bit of an odd place. And that means that we make sure that our cork and our bottle stay in proportion to one another. So if we bring that in there, that's not too bad a proportion, is it? One awfully big wine glass.
It's the magnum that we usually put, so it's alright.
Okay. Once you're happy with all of your pieces, before I do, I nearly forgot my celebrate. Nearly. Let's resize that down. And for this instance, I'm not going to be knocking it out of anything else, so it can stay just a group as it is. Might even just set that to draw.
Ruth says good morning.
Good morning. And because we set it to draw, I'm just going to put it in blue. Now you see that when you do that, it's going to do all these shapes in here as blue. If you want to just change that so that it knocks them out, you can set them to white and bring them up there. So there you go. So that's going to draw on our base there.
Tracy says she prefers cake, she's not a drinker.
I'm not overly, am I? But I do like a certain brand of champagne.
Blamed limo.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to move these glasses over here because we want those to cut out something else. So we can put those together. you want to, you can even flip one of those round so they fit bits closer together. I'm going to bring my scallop down here and the tabletop down here. Okay, so you could do things like if you want to put a label on the bottle, if you're feeling really brave. So again, I'm going to duplicate the shape. Going to ungroup it. Delete the cork, we don't need that bit. Okay, I'm going to come into my basic shapes and I'm going to grab a nice thin oval. So we can just pop that there.
Trish says morning.
Morning, Trish. Okay, and I'm going to duplicate that and I'm going to bring it down here. So you can see we now have a label on our bottle. And if you want to do it so it's off to one side, we could duplicate the wine bottle too, but that's just fine as it is. Okay, we're going to select those three shapes. We're going to go to Edit, move my colour palette out of the way, and we're going to go to Divide. So that's going to make all those shapes punch through each other so that they're all individual. And the only one we're going to keep is this one here. So I can drag across there and delete that, delete that one, delete that one, and delete that one. And we have a perfectly fitted label that's going to go just there. No, you couldn't do that on your machine. Okay, so once you're happy with your design, you can send that back to your machine. So we can go to File, Export, OK, and then we can transfer that back via the internet, and job is done. There you go, you wanted a quick video today.
Not that quick.
So who would like to see me put all that together? Okay. Oh, come in there. Oh.
Trish done my good late as usual. 1 minute in and wow. Thank you.
Okay, so if we come back to the ScanNCut here. Okay, so you can see that was the file that we sent across, so you can see just how much work we've done very quickly in Canvas.
Linda said yes please and Trish said yes, keep going.
Okay, so I'm going to go home and OK to delete because we've got everything still up on Canvas and it's all safe, so we don't need to do anything else with that. We're going to go to Pattern. That one. Force of habit. The other button. So, because we've done it via internet, we can pull it down off the cloud. And you can see that we have our Celebrate and our frame. We have our wine bottle with cork. And those are still grouped. We have our 2 wine glasses, our label that we did, our scalloped little tablecloth and our table. So as we said, it could just easily be little cupcakes if you want to do cupcakes instead. Okay, so I'm going to need some white card. Now if you wanted to do these in all different colours you can do, but if you build it up in white first then you can do lots of colouring techniques.
Do you need a map too?
Yeah. Okay. first of all, let's grab on that. Shall I try and give it a little clean too?
Not when I find you a shit white card.
At least I would do if I could see the roll. Okay. Thank you. So, and kamikaze pencil. And then clean this a little bit off here. Oh, you were doing the grey board the other day.
Oh, you still got bits of grey board on there.
Yeah.
No, I'm not 100% today, Tracy.
Okay.
That's going to be interesting.
Yeah, that's the construction card you've given me.
It's only 350. Sorry. Cuts beautifully.
Okay. There is one small issue. You're in the way now, darling. You didn't think of that, did you?
Yeah.
Okay. So with designs like this, there's a couple of ways you can work. You can do it so that you do it from all different colour pieces of card, do a background scan and then reposition where you need to. But for today, just for speed, I'm just going to do it onto white card and then we can colour later. So I'm going to go and load map. Thank you. First of all, I'm going to need a pen holder.
Reach. Okay, fine. Put it away.
I put it away. Can't quite reach, I need longer arms. Too short. Can you just flick it back to Streamlabs for me while you're there so I can see comments? Okay, so I'm going to go for some zebra doodlers, I think, just for ease, because they're right by me. Are you having fun there? Let's go for black and sparkly. So this is a zebra doodlers glitter. So if you haven't seen those before, available from Home Bargains, B&M, one or the other.
B&M.
For pocket money. So not an expensive pen, but certainly gives you nice expensive results. So I'm just going to pop that into the guide and just tighten up. So on your pen holder you've got two lines, those go to the back.
Can you try and zoom out a little bit? So
Yeah.
No, just put it up. It's going to have to go that way.
There we go. Okay. So we can go to draw and start. Before I do, let me just check because we may have used different pens last time. Draw speed 3. Might go a little bit slower just because the doodlers have quite big glitter bits in. So it's actually got quite a bold tip. So we don't want to rush it too much. And draw pressure 0, that's probably perfectly fine.
will.
No, it's doing foil on its way. So the other thing to not forget at the moment is our competition. So that is a style out of your comfort zone. So not necessarily a different craft to what you're used to, but certainly a different style. So whether that's usually you're a mixed media artist and you're going to go ultra clean and minimalist, or if you're usually a minimalist, you're going to be getting awfully messy.
Once you put it all on, leave it so you can have the desk if you want.
I can always just go around
Does
there.
that mean yeah, so you can have it all colours? But we can move the camera up and over there.
Nearly there. And there we go.
Take that apart quick, yeah.
There you go. And there's your pen cap, and there's your guide. So I'm going to go OK. Okay. So this is 350 cards, so what do you reckon? 7?
It cut on. Yeah, it goes 7. I mean, it cut on about 6, I think, the other day for me, but put it on 7.
Okay.
I think I had to cut it twice on 6. So.
There we go. So just quickly doing a visual check, making sure nothing's shifted, nothing's overlapping, and then we can go and
Laurie says hi.
Hi Laurie!
Naomi as well. Just joined us.
Hi Naomi! So if you want to go back and watch the stream after, it will also be available. Basically what we've done is we've taken designs that are in the ScanNCut and sent them to Canvas so that we can do more complicated operations with them, such as divide and subtract. Okay. Yep.
First time?
Yeah.
Yeah, you saw it.
A little bit in the wrong corner that I think I I might just send it round again, just in case.
Send it round for a second lap.
Yeah.
Do a lap of honour.
Yeah, it's just this one edge, so that just means it's about half a mark off. So next time, 7.5. Okay, cut. And if you listen, you can hear there's like a and that just means it's cutting through those bits that it missed. It's always the left hand side as well, with all the machines. Lovely bit of waste there that we can use for something else. And I'm just going to get my...
If you go around to the desk and you can take it out and do it in a spatula.
You pinched my spatula over there. Okay, I'll remove it then. So, I'll move on that.
Then we'll move the camera. I'll put your chair around there.
Thank you.
So bear with us a sec, we're just going to move the camera for you so you can see Natty sat around the other side.
Okay. I was just going to say that. Where's my spatula? Where's it gone to? I know I usually can't see it for looking, but considering it's lime green. There we go. So let's remove these off. So we have our table, our tablecloth, our label, our bottle, the cork, which is going to be so easy to lose if you're not careful, our glasses, and our backing card. So the metal spatula is so much easier to remove things off your map with. It doesn't have to be a cricket one, just something that is nice and thin that you can get underneath your card rather than butting it up to the edge of the card. Okay, so I'm going to start off with some more glittery doodlers, I think. Can you just pass me the gold, Ian? He's going to give me the pack. Oh dear, he's having a bad day, bless. So this is going to be very sparkly champagne. So I'm going to come just inside the glass, like so, and it's going to have just been placed down on the table, so it's having a bit of a wobbly top. And I'm just going to fill in
Nina's joined us as well.
hello. same on this one. Just inside the line. Okay. There we go. So we have two glasses. So can you pass me a messy map, please? Spot map. Right there, by you. There we go. Okay. So if we get an antique linen distress pad, antique linen, pale, 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 left, left, down, down, down. There you go. No, that's blue. You would. Sheesh.
I don't know my colours.
No, you don't. It's on me. And I need a blending tool because they're all over there, Ian. So just a little rectangle one will do. In the egg cup holder, right in front of you. Thank you. There we go. So
Naomi asked what pens you were using, please.
So they're Zebra Doodlers glitter gel pens. So let's hold those there for you. So take a screenshot and go shopping. So here in the UK you can get them from B&M for about £2.99 for a pack. Anywhere else, just try a local stationery store. I'm just coming in from the two sides, so this is going to give our label a three-dimensional shape. If you need to, you can always go in with a slightly darker brown right on the edges.
Gal says it's the golden shot. All you need is Bernie the Bolt and some new glasses.
Feels like that. After it, your other left. Okay, now can I have some pine needles, which is the dark green that's underneath the walnut stain that you just had in your hand? Dark. I know he's got a bad head, but dark, dear. That's pale, right?
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Yes. Oh.
Only you decided to put more with the names on the side I can't see.
Yeah, but dark green. You're looking in the pale section. I'll have to put up a photograph won't I, later of my ink storage so everybody can see how I've done it now.
They're usually in the kids section.
Yep, they're not.
Apparently they're not for adults to play with. They're in the kids section of the toys. Usually with the stationery and bits that they have there. So.
Okay, so because we've got the neck of the bottle here, I'm just going to bring it a little bit darker. Like so. So if you wanted to, you could use your blending brushes for this one, but I'm just coming up from the bottom now, just for where that glass would round off and underneath, like so. Okay. So what we're always check your elements together to see if you need to go a little bit darker. So I'm going to go a bit darker down our highlight here. That's a bit better. Should help it pop out a bit more. Okay. So what I will do very quickly, can I just have a bamboo cloth please Ian?
I can do that. See?
Can you see the spray bottle? It's behind you. Grey tub.
True panto fashion.
Yeah, grey tub. There you go. From where I was working mixed media yesterday.
Yeah, UPGG.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to give my mat a quick clean and quick dry. Just so we don't contaminate colours. It doesn't hurt too much if you're going like antique linen to pine needle, but when you go back in the other direction, you'll certainly. And just clean off my sponge a little bit. Go back into the antique linen. I'm just going to do the cork. Still a bit green, but won't hurt for that. Just makes it different to the label then. Okay. Next, let's go to our table piece. And can I have the walnut stain, please, Ian? Yay!
Okay, what's that? Sarcasm is not your strong point.
Huh?
Sarcasm is not your strong point.
Okay. So now I'm going to go back into my walnut stain and I'm tapping one edge. So we've got this nice straight edge. I'm going to take it underneath where our tablecloth's going to go. And again, I'm just focusing on that one edge. And that's just going to put a little bit of a shadow just there. So there's our table done. Next, tablecloth. So we could keep that nice and white, I suppose. Or you could stamp it if you wanted to. But I think I'm just going to keep that nice and white. Maybe do a few little flowers on it. So I'm going to move my splodge mat out of the way.
Linda says she got some gel pens from Lidl yesterday. 10 metallic, 10 neon and 10 glitter. $3.99.
Yeah.
They're also in the kids section, so they're not for adults.
I was a bit disappointed with my last set. Middle one wasn't nice, sweetie. Because I came to use them last night and I got inky because they leaked.
That was the
Brush pens.
the brush ones, aren't they?
Yeah, they were brush pens. So I'm just doing just a few little swirls, like so. Trying not to be too obvious with a pen. It's always tricky because your brain's automatic, you know, try and do a pattern. So let's put a few little dashes. So these are just your leaves. I mean, it's such a tiny print anyway. It's not like you've got to worry about drawing a leaf. Okay. Okay, so there's my tablecloth. Thank you. So now I can stick this all together. So first of all, let's go with the table. So I'm going to do this all with wet glue because I want to have that wiggle room, especially where you've cut something to line up exactly with something else. Okay, there we go. The mistake that people make is using too much glue. So especially with something like the sticks to, it really doesn't take a lot.
It doesn't take a lot to dry it, does it?
No. Just get careful you don't put your finger in the glitter like I just did. Okay, let's get the wine bottle. So, let's go for, I don't want to take it too much out of the lettering, especially given that it's an unusual shape. So the more that a shape is altered for words, the harder it is to read anyway. And let's pop that there. It's going to be popping its cork in excitement. And let's go now, like so. Again, wet glue so that we know that we can get this in just the right place, because we know it matches that shape. There we go. Wine glass one, and you can do that straight if you want to, or if you want to put it on an angle. So I'm going to go straight that one. And I'm going to use this one just to balance out the design. Like so. I'm just going to put that on a slight angle. And finally, just to tidy up, I'm going to use the silver. I'm just going to do little bits of confetti. Do a couple of motion lines underneath the cork. I'm upside down, am I?
Yeah.
Ugh, you didn't sort out my camera.
What do we?
That
There
way.
you go.
There we go. Ta-da!
Joe says that looks awesome.
So hopefully that's given you some ideas of how you can work with the shapes that are in your machine to make them go further. Certainly if you're not used to designing with things like Canvas, they really do give you a starting point to get used to using your calculations. And we'll see you Monday at 11 when we will be doing some 3D work, which was what we planned to do today originally, wasn't it? But things have changed. So that will probably be a long one, so we'll warn you now. It'll probably be a long one.
Don't forget the fonts available.
Yes, don't forget the font is now available on Buy Me a Coffee, along with our foil shield and the stamping jigs. And if you have any questions or any problems, you can always post them in our group. So if you're not a member of the group, do head over and join. There's over 3,000 members now that are all asking questions and having fun. So take care, and we'll see you then. Have a great weekend. Bye.